ESPN has traveled around the world to bring you the most exciting auto racing. But nowhere is the setting more peaceful than in the Sonoma Valley of Northern California. Here, just 50 miles north of the city by the bay in what's called the Valley of the Moon, you'll find rolling golden hills. Its location makes it one of the most fertile areas in all of the United States, allowing agriculture to flourish and providing for world-famous vineyards that have been producing the sweet nectar of the gods for over a century. It's the place to rest and relax. Not. The Sonoma Valley is also where you'll find the 2.5-mile road course called Sears Point International, which puts drivers on constant alert. Not a moment to rest, no chance to catch your breath, as we saw so vividly last year.
Obviously, he had a wild ride. Here it is. He's going to be black flag.
Ernie gets bumped in the back and makes a 360. Puts the thing in gear and drives away. It looks like he locked the brake up coming in there. It made just a little bit of contact. You can see the smoke coming from the wheels as they were locked up. Very close racing there. And Bill Elliott, car number 9, gets a little bit of an assist from Ernie Irvan.
Look at this. 3 abreast.
This is the pass we've seen several times. They touch a little bit coming into the turn. Martin drives her in deep and locks the brakes and won't get it. Well, here he comes back up on the outside. He might be able to get it again. Martin spins around and slams into the guardrail on the inside.
Coming up on the white flag, Benny. Here they are. 11. Owens! Davey Allison is spun. Rudd now has the lead. No, they gave the black flag to Ricky Rudd as he came down and passed under the start-finish line. They waved the checkered flag to Davey Allison, and he apparently is going to win this race.
Yes. Relax, forget it.
ESPN, the world's leader in motorsports coverage, presents Speed World. Today, live from Sears Point International Raceway near Sonoma, California, it's the Save Mart Supermarkets 300 NASCAR Winston Cup race. Now, for a couple of warm-up laps, and here is the die-hard starting lineup. Ricky Rudd is on the pole, his 3rd straight here from Chesapeake, Virginia in the Tide Chevrolet. Second, Ernie Irvan from Modesto, California in the Kodak Film Chevrolet Lumina number 4. Second row, number 2, the Miller Genuine Draft Pontiac, driven by Rusty Wallace from St. Louis. Then the number 17 Western Auto Chevrolet, driven by Darrell Waltrip from Franklin, Tennessee. Row number 3, Bill Elliott from Dawsonville, Georgia, and the number 11 Budweiser Ford Thunderbird. And Terry Labonte outside from the Sunoco Oldsmobile Cutlass. He's from Corpus Christi, Texas. Row number 4, it's Alan Kowicki in the Hooters Ford number 7, and Mark Martin from Batesville, Arkansas in the Valvoline Ford Thunderbird. Row number 5, road racing specialist Wally Dallenbach from New Brunswick, New Jersey in the Keystone Beer Ford Thunderbird, and Davey Allison, the defending champion in the Texaco Haviland Ford Thunderbird number 28. 6th row, Sterling Marlin in the Maxwell House Ford Thunderbird, and starting in 12th position is Dale Earnhardt in the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet number 3. 7th row, Ken Schrader from the Kodak Chevrolet Lumina, and Tommy Kendall from the La Canada, California in the Means Racing Chevrolet. Row number 8, it's Jeff Bodine and Brett Bodine, the Bodine brothers starting side by side. The 9th row, Ron Hornaday Jr. and Irv Hare. 10th row, Kyle Petty and Derek Cope. The 11th row, Morgan Shepherd and Jimmy Hensley, and we take a look at the rest of the starting lineup. And gentlemen, you've got a beautiful day to stand out and watch some racing out there where you are. How about it, Ned?
Oh, there's no question about it, Bob. And the hills are filled with people out here as they anticipate these 3,500-pound cars come barreling into these turns. It's a sight to see. It's something different than they normally see these Winston Cup cars, and I'll tell you, it is something I look forward to each year.
Well, Bob, you realize the problem I have with the top of my head. There's no hair, though, so I had to find me some shade. I'm under a camera platform, but I am high and dry, and the fans are feeding me well.
I had a feeling. Back at Sonoma, California, Sears Point International Raceway getting set for the start of the Save Mart Supermarkets 300. It is with heavy hearts that we announce today the death of William H.G. France, the father of stock car racing and a leader in motorsports worldwide.
He died at his home today in Ormond Beach, Florida. Affectionately known as Big Bill, he took stock car racing off the back roads and dirt tracks and turned it into a major league sport that has reached phenomenal heights in a 45-year span. He was a founder of NASCAR and wanted to build the world's fastest speedway. He did at Daytona and Talladega. NASCAR flourished under France's leadership to become the world's largest motorsports sanctioning body.
The mood was rather somber here about 2 hours ago when it was announced to the crews and drivers that the founder of NASCAR had passed away. A man whose determination, charisma, and personality have built this sport we all have grown to know and love to the heights it is today is gone. But to a man, the drivers and crews are determined to go out today and put on the kind of show that would have made Big Bill proud.
Bill France was 82 years of age. And in his honor, we'd like to spend the next few moments in silence, just watching and listening to stock car racing that he and we love so much. Motorsports will miss you, but let's go racing. And Ernie Irvan leads Ricky Rudd as they head down to Ned for the first time in turn 7.
And he makes a good line into here, but Rudd coming in on the inside trying to make a pass. But Ernie Irvan might have a problem. He might have jumped Ricky Rudd on the start.
Here they come towards me. Ernie still leading. Rudd, Rusty Wallace, Darrell Walker, Bill Elliott, also Terry Labonte. Down towards turn 10. And let's see, is Ernie Irvan going to go in the pit this time? You got him.
Well, it was obvious that he was well out in front of the rest of the pack, including the pole sitter Ricky Rudd. And yes, indeed, the number 4 Kodak Film Chevrolet comes in for a pit stop. This is a stop and go for Ernie Irvan, Jerry.
Indeed, remember 35 miles per hour on pit road, and that is a killer for Ernie Irvan. He will not lose a lap, but he will lose a lot of valuable time on the racetrack as the Morgan McClure team, Tony Glover and crew, wait for Ernie Irvan to bring the car down pit road. They are trying to talk to Ernie, trying to keep him cool, saying, don't worry about it. Those things happen. They're going to put some gas in the car, and the car stopped. They get the gas can in. He might as well, while you're here, you're at the tail end of the field, and now he's away, headed back to turn 1.
Yeah, the final car goes by him. He now drops in at the tail of the field. Ernie Irvan jumped the start, was black flagged, and now has to go to the end of the field. Terry Labonte, and a spin. That is number 37, Rick Corelli, regular on the Southwest Tour Series.
Bobby came off turn 8B, I call it, lost the back end, made a 360, got the thing in gear, jumped off, no problem.
Race here at Sears Point, and here's a look at it, Benny.
Yeah, we can see he's already lost the back end. That's the 360 I was talking about, and fortunately he went down in the dirt instead of back across the racetrack in front of those 2 cars.
That's right in front of you, isn't it, pretty much?
Exactly right in front of me. What a seat I had that time.
Significant
significant development in the early going of the Mart Supermarkets 300. Davey Allison has contacted the wall big time on the left side of the car. He brings it in with a considerable amount of damage. The tire is rubbing. This is the Winston Cup points leader. And Jerry Punch is there in his midst. Let's show you what happened. Benny, it happened right up there by you, didn't it?
Right direct in front of me, just like Corelli. He came off turn 8B, we'll call it. Down it, he lost the back end, was never able to get it back. Did a slow 180 and ran into the tire barrier over there. And I tell you what, he's lucky those tires were there, because I think that metal barrier would have done a lot more damage than the tires.
Darrell was running up there in the top 10 when we left, Bob. But had a little bit of a problem up here in turn 7 as he and Terry Labonte came through here. Labonte was on the inside, and he barely nudged Darrell and just spun him right on around. He didn't hit anything. In fact, he spun the car around in front of Sterling Marlin. We'll see him there in just a moment. Well, okay, anyway, he spun it around, got it going again, didn't stop it. He lost a lot of positions.
Yeah,
he's run out of gas on this racetrack because you can't coast back. Well, here's the car number 60 that has spun around here right in front of us. Now, there's caution in this turn, but that's not a full course caution as yet, Bob.
Well, that, of course, is Mike Chase, car number 60, and here's a replay of what happened then.
Well, Kyle Petty was under him, and there's Sterling Marlin. I don't think he knew that Marlin was under him. Marlin clips him a little bit and spins him right around. Okay, the yellow flag still waving in this corner. But
it is here too, Ned.
Okay.
Yep, overall caution. The yellow flag being displayed by Doyle Ford. Mart Supermarkets 300 NASCAR Winston Cup race. The leader right now is Harry Gant in car number 33. Second in line, Ron Hornaday. And number 92 is the car up front, but he is now back on the tail end of the lead lap. Now here comes the pass, and Elliott is going to go to the front. Oh, Ned!
Hornaday locks the brakes coming in here, and he's out at the beach that I spoke of here earlier. He gets back on track now, pulls back in front of some cars, heads on the way.
Labonte's challenge, and also Rudd and Mark Martin. And Dale Jarrett has spun in turn number 11. His car is on the inside of the track, off the track itself.
Looks like he's just waiting for a spot in the traffic that he can get going again.
And again, you just lose valuable positions as you sit there. Here it is again, and he may have gotten some help from Brett Bodine.
I think Dale ran in on Darrell Waltrip there, and Brett then ran in on Dale and tapped him just a little bit.
While Bill Elliott, Terry Labonte, Ricky Rudd, and Mark Martin run up front. The man on the move is right there, Ernie Irvan.
Yeah, he has come back up through the pack. Remember, he went to the rear of the field when he was black flagged for jumping the start of the race and has worked his way back up through there and definitely is on the move for that Chevrolet.
Oh!
And here's Wally Dallenbach in turn 7 down on the inside, Bob. That car might be hung up on the tires. It looks like the back end perhaps has the wheels off the ground. He's probably spinning the wheels, but it won't go anywhere. Yeah, you see those wheels spinning. There's no rubber to the ground.
And the full yellow is coming out, not just in that section of the racetrack, but overall. And there goes the optimism of Wally Dallenbach.
Let's see if we can see. He was right in.
Doesn't look like he got hit by anybody.
No, I don't think he did. I think he just spun around as he started off of there, Bob.
Well, guys, I saw him up in turn 3 coming down. I can see turn 3 from my vantage point, and it looked like he got the car a little bit loose up in turn 3 before he got to you, Ned.
As you can see, he is high-centered, and those rear wheels aren't making contact with the grass, and so he just sits there. Now the 42 car just got by the 3.
And there's trouble up here in turn 8. Dale Jarrett was just trying to move around a car, and he got tagged and spun around, but he's gone. Go ahead, Bob.
All right, let's take a look at this situation with Dale Jarrett, Ned.
Well, he was on the inside of that yellow car. I can't make the number out, Bob. And you see the yellow car comes 51, and he comes back and hits Dale, spins him around, he takes off, and no major damage, it doesn't look like. That was Rick Tromer. A little bit of debris maybe there on the racetrack. I don't know.
Mark Martin just out of the top 10 in Winston Cup points. And here is Richard Petty, who has spun in turn number 11 as the field comes by and avoids collision with him. King Richard loses positions, but stays on the lead lap. Let's take a look at it again.
Well, he and Bill Smith might have gotten together there a little bit, touched, and Richard spins around. Hey, it doesn't take much. You're so near out of control when you go around that turn that just the least little tap can send you on around.
And that's what looks like happened, just a little bit of a tap.
There's Hornaday in the spin you just mentioned, Benny, but yes, he is back under his own power, so no caution. Locking up those brakes, headed to turn number 7. Meanwhile, we go back up. Oh, and here's a car spinning off. That's the number 44 machine driven by Jack Sellers. Very slight contact with the tires.
But if he can't get that car fired, Bob, as close as he is to the racetrack, that'll probably mean a caution. We'll check and see. NASCAR is looking. It looks like he has it moving a little bit.
Yeah, he's trying to move away. Now he is.
Yeah.
But can he get it back? The leaders pass by. If you're just joining us, Terry Labonte is the leader. We're inside Mark Martin's car, watching the telemetry. He closes right onto the back bumper of Bill Elliott.
I don't know how in the world he's going to pass Elliott on the outside because Elliott goes in.
The car's done.
Did I see a car going the wrong way?
Yeah, there is a car. It looks like the car number 51, Benny, that's front backwards here just off of turn 7.
I thought something looked awful funny.
And he's off the track completely now with his nose down sort of in the ditch as he tried to get it going, but he's still moving a little bit. I don't know if he'll be able to get that thing going or not.
It could cause a full course caution, but I believe he's going to get it going.
Yep.
Now, look, Ernie Irvan here.
What's
Mark Martin in 3rd position now. He passes Bill Elliott. Elliott's going from 2nd back to 4th. Martin looking to the outside of Rudd.
Yep, trying to take the measure of it. Rudd's been running the inside on this turn, and it works for it this time as he keeps that position.
Another Auto Light Field summary. Watch for your favorite driver to see where he was running last lap. Boy, look at these guys, how close they are. Man, oh, Martin is sideways.
Irvin gets by.
Wow, right in front of me. I almost ran, guys.
I thought you were speechless there for a moment. I was wondering why you weren't saying anything.
I tried to figure out whether the runners stay here.
Martin got the car totally sideways.
Labonte's having all kinds of problems getting by Davey Allison. This could play these other guys' hands. Here we go. Here's what happened to Martin. Martin is coming down through turn 8A, and this is 8B. He makes a right-hander. He gets up on the curb and nails the gas, and whoa! Save it, baby. And Irvin goes by.
And there is Terry Labonte as he tries to put Davey a lap down. Just ahead of Davey is Dave Marcus. Now let's see what he can do here on the straightaway. That slower car is out there, Dave Marcus. Oh, they're 3 wide through there.
Yeah, almost, but Labonte backed off. He said that's not the place to be. Meanwhile, those other guys are gaining on him back there, and he knows it. He needs to get around these 2 cars. He gets around Marcus, but he's been following Allison for a couple of laps.
Now Labonte's on the inside of Davey Allison going up in the corner in turn 1. Not where you want to be, is it?
Davey just won't give up. Now he does. Labonte passes him, putting Davey Allison a lap down in 25th position. And Davey spins.
And he's spinning in front of those other cars, but he catches it before he goes back out on the racetrack.
The Winston Cup points leader having his problems here at Sears Point.
Now that was a tremendous advantage for Labonte because those other drivers had to slow down to make sure they didn't run into Davey. Here comes Allison trying to get back on Labonte, stay in the lead lap. He goes in the corner just a little bit too much, goes around, he can't catch it. Now here comes Rudd and Irvin. They got to hit the brakes because they're afraid that Davey may go back across the racetrack in front of them. So they slow down, big break for Labonte.
Well, let's see. He's coming by here right now, Benny. He was at one time 4 7/10 seconds here at Rudd, and he's 3 5/10 seconds right now.
And now with NASCAR fan forever, and I'm sure he's going to be a NASCAR fan now.
I guarantee he is. Ricky Rudd trying to get by Trickle.
Look at this.
Here we go.
They split the difference with Dick Trickle, and Martin comes out with 3rd.
This is down to turn 4. Here we go in turn 5. Ricky Rush trying to get back on Martin, but so far he can't do it. Go over the hill down towards turn 6. The carousel. He said that about 5,000 people wanting autographs. Look here, here's Ted Musgrave. What's these slow cars going to do to these guys?
Musgrave.
Here goes Ernie, 3 abreast.
Uh-oh, look out. Uh-oh, Ernie. Nope. Oh, he has to lock him up. Can't take the lead away.
That was a great move. Ernie Irvan really did lock him up there, but he kept from he and Labonte both wrecked.
You got to be very careful not to slide that tire too much. You didn't go by me this time.
Ramfield summary. There's Tom Kennel running 15th. We talked to him, of course, before the race. He was very optimistic, but things haven't gone very well for him. Look out. He's got him on the inside, I believe, this time. Yes, Irvan has a lead.
Whoa. From the back to the front.
Ernie Irvan black flagged at the beginning of the race because he jumped the start, came in for a stop-and-go penalty, went to the rear of the field, and now, with a little over 5 laps to go, has the lead from Terry Labonte. Position on the racetrack, he's right behind Rusty.
Ooh, Earnhardt comes into turn 7, knocks the brake, gets out on the dirt. Rusty might catch him here coming into the third. Rusty moved right up on him. He was about 6 or 7 seconds behind him, but he stays out in front of him. He's looking at him now. He says, hey, I might be able to get that position, and bring your bottom dollar. He'll be fine.
Let's see what happened now to Earnhardt.
Okay, he came in there and he locked the front brake, Bob, and it just scooted right out onto the dirt, and he couldn't get it for a little while, get it back on there, and he was running awfully slow once he got back on the pavement. So Rusty gained about 5 or 6 seconds on him in that little maneuver.
Here's Wallace shifting from our Armor All in-car camera as he pursues Dale Earnhardt for 6th position. Boy, a great job by Rusty Wallace. And a car has spun in turn 11. That's the Quaker State Ford driven by Brett Bodine. He was in 10th spot. Boy, he's just sitting there hopelessly losing positions. Now he finally is able to get back.
Where you see those tire marks on the side of him, and here's Wally Dallenbach making a spin.
And he was running in 26th.
Well, there's the Bodine brothers.
Oh, how about that?
The Bodine brothers was contesting the 10th spot and got in the corner and got together, looks like. And, ooh, Ernie ran over that curve. That's not very good, Ernie. Stay in the middle of the road right now. Congratulations, Ernie. Dropped in 4th gear. Here comes Terry Labonte.
Ernie Irvan about to win his 4th Winston Cup event. He comes down toward turn number 11, his final difficult area of the racetrack that he must negotiate before accelerating to the start-finish line. In this case, the finish line. Here he is, Ernie Irvan, off of corner number 11. He sees the checkered flag from starter Doyle Ford. And here it is, the checkered waves, and Ernie Irvan has won the St. Mart Supermarkets 300 from Sears Point International Raceway. Here's the battle now for the 6th spot. Dale Earnhardt trying to hold off Rusty Wallace as they come through turn number 11. And it appears as if Dale Earnhardt will hang on. Rusty gives it one last shot, can't do it. Dale Earnhardt finishes in 6th position, Wallace 7th. Brett Bodine has found himself some passengers as he makes his way back to the pit area. Brett finished in 15th position and stopped by to pick up his spotters who were located around the racetrack and has an extra burden as he brings the Quaker State Ford back to the pit area. Down to our Kodak Gold Film winner circle, here's Dr. Jerry Punch.
Ernie Irvan still sitting in the car getting a nice cold sip of Gatorade. Tony Glover, his crew chief, what an anniversary present for him. A 7th anniversary. You hear him celebrating down here. Modesto, California native Ernie Irvan gets out. Ernie, congratulations on an outstanding effort.
I tell you, we had that bad start there. At the start, I went when the green flag dropped, and evidently that's not when you go. But, Tony just kept me calm all day, and we had a good race car. I don't know how we did it, but we did.
You ran, it was unbelievable the way you were able to run them down and pick them off one by one. The last few laps, did you get a little over anxious maybe going after Terry Labonte?
Well, I got the thing that heated up the rear tires real bad, but, you know, Terry was running off hard too, so he's eating his up. You know, it's a shame. You know, we lost Bill France Sr. this morning, and it seems like every time I win a race, we're going to dedicate it to somebody. I want to dedicate to him. He's the founder of NASCAR, and if it wasn't for him, I couldn't be doing what I'm doing today.
Has to be especially rewarding winning one out here in front of the home folks out here near Modesto, California.
It is. You know, there's a lot of California people here, and this just goes to show you can come from California and win on the East Coast, and you come back to California and win in California. I would all the Kodak, Chevrolet, Delco, Remy, and all the guys on my crew. They did me a great job.
Ernie Irvan picking up his first win of 1992.
Big hug, Jim.